Hey guys, OGalbina here, but you guys are CGT Week 6 battle against Sven Thune in his Uppsala Umbreon. Sven's a great player. He's actually undefeated up to this point, which is bad because we quite literally cannot lose another game this season if we want any shot at playoffs. So we have our work cut out for us, but I'm really happy with the team we have. I'm pretty happy with my preparation this week, and I'm ready to kick this losing streak to the curb. I feel like I'm so close in every game so far this season that we've lost, and I'm just this close, and I really think I can win out. So it starts here. This is the winning streak. If you guys enjoyed today's Wi-Fi Draft League battle, be sure to drop a like on the video, as well as subscribe to the channel, and consider becoming a channel member. The join button's right down there next to the subscribe button. And yeah, it really helps me out a ton, and I would appreciate it. But yeah, that being said, let's go ahead and jump on into it. I am going to do a quick little team builder just so you can see what we're bringing and why we're bringing it, so you have that background knowledge and context going into the battle. If you do want to skip ahead, there's a timestamp on the screen as well as in the description below on when the battle starts. Okay, so our team, if you did forget, is at the top of the screen, and it consists of Mew, Dragonite, Thundee, Toxapex, Blacephalon, Krookodile, Klefki, Lucario, Audino, Appleton, Shuckle. Well, our opponent's team is at the bottom of the screen, and it consists of Koko, Galarian Zapdos, Ferrothorn, Silvally, Seismitoad, Salazzle, Uxie, Cloyster, Umbreon, Tauros, and Drifblim. This matchup is pretty tough, guys. I won't lie to you. I have an abysmal Koko matchup. Just the combination of U-Turn, Gleam, Thunderbolt kind of does me dirty. I don't have a lot for it. Same thing with Galarian Zapdos. Now, I do have Pex for it, which is nice, but again, kind of just allows in the free Koko, which is really, really scary, to be completely honest. So we have to be very careful about how we navigate that. But really, outside of that, looking at Sven's team, there's a few things that still scare me, like Subtoxic Salazzle is really annoying. Cloyster with a King's Rock is incredibly annoying, but we'll talk about that in a second. Thanks, CGT, for allowing the item King's Rock. But other than that, his team, at least on my first initial glance, and again, this isn't shit talking because obviously he's undefeated for a reason. He's been playing great. But his team seems very liable to get overwhelmed by offense, and that is what we are going to plan to do this week. I'm essentially bring HO plus Toxapex, or like HO with Pex Pivot, and I'm going to try and overwhelm him over the course of the game, and it's probably going to be a low-scoring game, like differential-wise, if we end up winning, or we could lose by a lot, depending on how things go, but I feel like that's my best bet. If I try and build too defensive of a team, I feel like, one, his team can sit on mine, then longer than mine can sit on his, which is kind of the main reason you bring a fatter, more balanced build. So we're going hard offense this week, starting off with our Thundee with Volt Switch, Defog, Grass Knot, and Sludge Wave, 60 HP, 196 attack, and 252 speed with a Jolly Nature. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's pretty simple stuff. Now, we were originally T-Bolt over Defog, but in a lot of mocks, I ended up getting pretty hazard stacked heavy by the Ferrothorn, and I wanted to at least have some sort of hazard control in order to get those spikes away. In particular, Rocks is kind of just going to happen, in my opinion, especially if it's like Rindo, Toad Rocker, Uxie Rocker, and things like that. I can't really prevent those, but I really want to make sure that spikes don't stay up in the long term, because that's what's really going to wear down my team. I do have one Rock Speak Mon in the back that's not wearing boots. Hint, hint, there's only one more Pokemon. Oh, no, there's actually two that can do that. So I do want Rocks to not be there, but again, I feel like I can play around it, whereas if Rocks and 3 spikes go up, it's kind of a wrap. So we're going to have to be very careful about that. But other than that, solid coverage. Volt Switch to grab momentum. Grass Knot to hit Toad, and Sludge Wave to hit Koko. We don't have Focus Blast for the Pharaoh, but I feel like that's okay. I'm going to Volt Switch out. Every other member on my team can either wall Pharaoh forever and Toxapex, or beat Pharaoh offensively with some kind of coverage move. So I feel pretty comfortable about beating Pharaoh down with the rest of my team, and I really felt like that Defog was going to be clutch. So yeah, that's what we have right here. Next up, we have our Toxapex. Like I said, this is pretty much HO plus Toxapex. This team doesn't seem too inherently hyper-offense really right now, but it will in a second. I felt like this was needed because a hyper-offensive build that I kind of was coming up with, every single one of them ended up kind of losing to Scarf Zapdos or Shell Smash Cloyster, and I needed to check to both of them, and that's what Rocky Helmet Pex is here to do. It punishes Brave Birds, U-turns, and close combats and everything by the Zapdos with the Rocky Helmet. We can haze down the Cloyster, and it can never beat us unless it is King's Rock and it gets that flinch, and I think it's actually in their favor to get a Rock Blast flinch. So I'm really hoping Sven doesn't come up with that idea. If he does, if Shell Smash Cloyster does come, I think it has to be King's Rock, and if so, I just kind of have to either offensively position myself into where it never gets a Shell Smash off, which is kind of hard being that most of my team is physical, or I have to hope I don't get flinched. And there's not really much else I can do about it. That's just kind of a matter of fact how it goes. So we're gonna have to be very careful with our pecs here and how we play around that cloister, but you know, you can only avoid flinches from Rock Blast so much, right? So that's what it's here for. It's really just here to check the Zapdos, check the cloister, maybe check a non-toxic version of Salazzle, which never comes. And it can serve as a pivot into Ferrothorn if I don't want to go hard into like Lucario on a body press or something like that. I could pivot Pharaoh and then try and get a switch into my Lucario. I can also beta burn on it with Scald and then just recover and switch out. It's another very, very viable option because I can still, again, defog away those hazards, so I'm not worried about all three of them getting up. Next up, we have Mew. We're bringing an offensive Mew this week, guys. We are Psychic Fangs, Close Combat, Dragon Dance, and Leech Life, 60 HP, 196 attack, and 252 speed with a Jolly Nature. This thing is a great breaker / win con. Really, the only thing stopping a DD Mew is going to be Uxie and Umbreon, but if I can get chip on those guys, Close Combat and Leech Life respectively are going to knock them out and do a ton of damage. Same thing with Ferrothorn. Ferrothorn can be a bit of a stop, especially if it's like a Thunder Wave variant, but that's why we're Lumberry. I was originally Colbur, so I could set up a second Dragon Dance on Umbreon potentially, or just live a hit from it and 2-hit KO with Close Combat, or Leech Life into Close Combat. But I realized that for me to get the setup opportunities that I want, I kind of need the Lum, whether it be Thunder Wave, what do you call it? Pharaoh, Thunder Wave Silvally, I believe it gets Thunder Wave. Skull Burns from the Seismitoad, Toxic from the Salazzle, Thunder Wave or Toxic from the Uxie, or really something like that is kind of the main thing I was thinking. Or Will-O-Wisp from the Drifloon, because we can definitely live a Shadow Ball from that thing. I figured the Lum gave me more opportunities to set up, whereas Colbur for foul play was a little bit more niche. And honestly, my team's structured in a way that if Umbreon wants to come in and foul play me, and I get up a DD, I'm fine with getting off Close Combat so my Crook can have a cleaner endgame with like knockoff or something like that. So that's going to be Mew. Next up, we got yet another Lumberry setup physical threat in Lucario with E-Speed, Close Combat, Crunch, and Swords Dance, 76 HP max attack, and 180 speed with the Jolly Nature. This thing does really well. My plan is to get it in as early as humanly possible and do some damn damage. If we can get this thing in on something like a Ferrothorn coming in on my Thundy or something like that, we get a free Swords Dance and really just get to break through my opponent's team with crunches into that Uxie, and then Close Combat plus E-Speed hits everything else. Now, there are some Pokemon that I don't necessarily OHKO at +2, namely Koko and Zapdos, which can revenge me immediately afterwards, but he has to make a very aggressive play to go hard into those guys early on in the game, and if he does not make those plays, I can throw off a big Close Combat at +2, a big Crunch at +2, kill those, and then get some crucial E-Speed damage off on Koko, but more than likely Zapdos, because if Zapdos takes that +2 E-Speed, it's very much so easier for me to knock it into range, or get it in range of 2 knockoffs for my Krookodile and switch in, which is kind of the main end game that we're going to be going for in this matchup. Alright, next up, here is said Krookodile, rocking with the Choice Scarf Moxie as his ability, Earthquake, Close Combat, Knockoff, and Thunderfang, 136 HP, 204 attack, force per def, and 164 speed with a Jolly Nature. Crook is here to revenge kill, because my team really, really requires a solid Scarf in this game. I figured it was a nice soft check to Koko. We can live a Dazzling Gleam after, I believe, a Spike. That might be what my EVs are for. I should have probably written them down, but yeah, it can pivot into Koko if we really need it to and take one hit. But really, it revenges the Koko with Scarf EQ. It revenges things like Salazzle. And really, once things are starting to get chipped down, Moxie Krook can kind of end the game on its own, depending on what he has left. Now, Earthquake, Close Combat, Knockoff is really all the coverage I need. I have Thunderfang as a tech on there. At +1, if we get a Moxie boost, Rocks are up, and Terrain is up, we can actually OHKO a Zapdos. Now, that's a lot of things to do. Or if we just get Zapdos nice and low, it's not Scarf, or it's Scarfed into a not very strong move, maybe even Tantrum or something like that, we can go ahead and Thunderfang that thing and potentially 2-hit KO to knock it out, which again is very valuable, but Crook is a great endgame potential mon, so yeah. Close Combat's obviously for things like Umbreon, Ferrothorn, and then Earthquake Knockoff hits everything else. Next up, and I believe lastly, we have our Dragonite, rocking out with the Choice Band multi-scale its ability, Earthquake, Superpower, Dueling Beat, and Extreme Speed, multi-scale its ability, 132 HP max attack and 124 speed with an Adamant Nature. Again, another strong breaker in this game. It's a Pokemon that can quite literally live any one hit from my opponent. I can live like +1, 2, Dazzling Gleams, things like that, and revenge a Koko with EQ. I can throw off big dual wing beats. I can throw off a big Superpower. Superpower is actually pretty solid in the CMS of the Uxie. And if something like Uxie wants to come in on a banded dual wing beat, have fun. Especially if we get any prior chip at all, which again, great for either Mew or Krookodile, because Krookodile appreciates locking into EQ more than knockoff probably in a lot of instances. So E-Speed's great to pick off threats like Koko, Zapdos, the Salazzle, Tauros, things like that. And yeah, it's just good coverage overall. that's going to be the team. I'll be right back with the battle. Alrighty, guys, here we are with the battle. We are connected with Sven. Let's see what he got. I'm going to just put Coco on the team builder now. We have a Silvally with an unnamed type. We do see the Zapdos. I really hope there's no Cloyster above me. There's no Cloyster and no Pharaoh. So, like, that's good. If there's no Pharaoh, I'm going to feel really dumb for bringing Defog. Oh my god, there's Salazzle. There's no Cloyster or thing. Wow. Okay. He didn't bring Cloyster, so we don't have to worry about King's Rock. I probably talked about it in the team builder, but that kept really boning me. We have Uxie. And a Zapdos. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and lead with Thundy. Thundy's actually incredibly free as a lead here. Alright. And let's do it. I want to check and see if a +4 Lucario dies to player or foul play from Umbreon. Because I feel like that's actually important to know. It can. 53% chance. Which is definitely scary. But at +4 we Oko a Coco. And that's incredibly clutch. So, good luck, have fun to Mr. Sven. Honestly, a lot of the time I probably won't have to SD very much. So, again, we'll see what we could do. Good luck, have fun to Sven. At +4, do we Oko Coco? 75% of the time we do. That's pretty good odds. Alright, we're leading Thundy, so we're going to put Thundy in the calc. And see what we could do here. Hip. Perfect. This is the freest Volt Switch ever. So we're just going to Volt out. Yeah, we just get a very free Volt. Coco also doesn't Oko Lucario. So if I get a free SD on the Umbreon, I am chilling. He is going to switch. Perfect. Morphing. What are you? Are you ground? Like ground. Yeah, I'm grass knotting. Yeah, I keep saying one thing. So we're gonna grass knot. There's a ridiculous amount. U-turn. Cool. That thing's almost dead. It's in E-speed range now as well. Now what comes out is to be seen. Probably Salazzle, right? Probably Salazzle? Maybe Coco? I mean, don't I just Sludge Wave? You kill me? 126, you don't. I don't gotta switch into this shit. I'm just gonna Sludge Wave. Gleam. I'll take it. I live. So Thundy's putting in the utmost right now. Oh, baby. That's Sash? No, it's just a pretend Sash. Okay. Do I need to keep this? I don't think so. I'm just gonna Sludge Wave. I don't really see a reason to, yeah. So we're gonna go down. But, like, Thundy got great value. I think we D-dance up with Big Mr. Mew. Or not Mew. We just knock off with Crook. I was looking at Mew. I'm not gonna D-dance yet. I don't think that's the play at all. Yeah, we're just gonna knock. I'll take a knock on literally anything. And he wants to save this and go Zapdos, it's fine. He also has to fear me being rocks. So, we're just gonna... He sees for Moxie, too. Kinda wish I Thunder Fang. That would have been Demon. He's gonna withdraw and save this, but I get a knock on to Zapdos, right? Uppsala, just kidding. I get a knock onto this guy, which I will take. Okay, Umbreon comes out. And I think it's a very free Lucario. Now, at +2, how much does Lucario do to Zapdos Galar? Not enough to kill. But a +1 close combat will do a lot. So, like, despite being down a Pokemon, we're in a pretty good position right now. In my opinion. So we're gonna Luke. Gonna go Luke, sorry. He's gonna double. It's fine. What, Zapdos? Oh, 50. Neutral E-Speed does 25. I can't tell if that kills or not. I cannot tell if that kills or not, I'll be honest. I think I'm gonna go D-Knight. I think we're gonna go D-Knight. Multi-attack. Cool, I'll take that. And we're gonna use Extreme Speed to keep our multi-scale. So we are going to E-Speed. Knock that out. Cool. D-Knight gets a kill on Savali. He also cannot go Coco and Roost up or threaten me, really. If Salazzle comes in, I'm just going to E-Speed into it, KO it. Bad. Oopsie. Now we're going to go hard Lucario. We're going to Sword Stance. We cover our knock too. Perfect. For Lum. He gets up rocks, which is annoying, but again, I don't think it's the biggest deal in the world. Fire Punch. Don't burn me. Cool, he's fast. So we OHKO with this. Crunch. This doesn't look like it's a roll. He's like super fast, so we should OHKO. Don't burn. Don't burn. Cool. Now we get a +2 E-Speed off on something. So he's gonna eject button? No, he's just... Okay. It's fine. Now nothing takes this. So we're gonna click it. We're just gonna click it. Knock out the Uxie, which is great. Salazzle can die to a +2 E-Speed. If I'm adamant. So I think he has to go Zapdos. I mean, he can go Salazzle, but that's not bad for me. I'll take that E-Speed. If I get a crit, oh baby. If I crit a Zapdos, do I kill? Pip pip hooray. We're gonna... Yeah, we're gonna Extreme Speed. Get off damage. Now, crit does not kill. This thing's just too bulky. But, again, I'll always take this damage. Combat does indeed knock us out. So now what I think I'm going to do, I think I'm actually going to go Mew. If he's Scarf, he's Scarfed into close combat. And if he's not Scarf, then great. Yeah, we're going to dance. He's going to switch. Into Umbreon. And I'm gonna close combat. I don't see a reason not to. We don't get the Oko. Foul play. We're gonna die. Again, I feel like that's fine. Yeah, I feel like that's fine. I think we go Crook. Krookodile. None. Yeah, I feel like we knock out with knockoff. So we're gonna just click knockoff. You can withdraw. Sack Coco, please. Oh, he goes hard Zapdos. I really wish I Thunder Fanged. Zapdos, Galar. No item. I feel like this is a knockout. Our knock again. Yes. We win. Cool. I think Crook wins. I was really scared of that Cloyster coming. I was so scared of that Cloyster coming. Or Pharaoh. I'm very surprised no Pharaoh. Every mock I played had a Pharaoh in it. This thing doesn't knock me out with any Scarf hit. Like, knock off. And he has to Fire move to knock me out. If he is Scarf for some reason. Cool. Yeah, we win. Let's go! And it's not going to be Scarf into the Pex matchup. Cool. I'm very happy with how that game went. I'm very happy with how that game went. That was some good stuff. Cool. So, Crook's gonna take home a Moxie sweep. We're at +2. Knock this guy out. I see Tiro's in call watching. I usually nickname this Tiro, but I forgot to nickname. But Tiro, this is you. This is you getting the Moxie sweep. And Coco. And that is going to be a GG to Mr. Sven. I probably said in the team builder, I felt like I could really overwhelm him offensively. And we did. That was the entire plan, was just to blitz through his team with offense plus one defensive pivot and Pex for the Zapdos. Slash Cloyster that didn't come. Give me some information. What were you? Berry. Which makes sense. And yeah, we beat Sven here, which is great. Like, absolutely amazing. Again, our record isn't great. We're still 2-4 now, but we're on the right path. So, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, drop a like. If you're new here, drop a sub. And, yeah, see you guys next time. Let's